You might have heard the term failing to plan is planning to fail. This gives teachers that opportunity to plan for success for students for the long term, so they can really put their best thinking into how they're going to accomplish the goals in the SLO.
Okay, well, when I look at the form, in the first section of the form, it's saying, tell us 2 or 3 strategies here. I know many teachers that in a single lesson would use 4 or 5 strategies. So, what are we going to do about that?
Right, and teachers use all sorts of strategies all the time. So one distinction here is that we're not looking for a list of everything that a teacher is going to be, pulling out of his or her proverbial toolkit. We want to know what are the top and most impactful strategies. You've got those terms in the form itself. The key approaches that teachers are going to use, what have they found to be most effective? They can use certainly many, many others around that, but what are some of the umbrella type strategies that are going to carry through the entire SLO implementation?
Okay, and then we noticed that it says, briefly describe those strategies. Couldn't we just list them? Wouldn't that be enough?
Well, what we find often is that folks have different understandings of different terms. So for example, you might have 2 teachers within the same building or even on the same team using inquiry or notebooking. And there's not always the same implementation of the strategy. For example, notebooking. One classroom might want to really emphasize student self-reflection, and that teacher might just let the student continue to self-reflect and monitor those thinkings and articulations in the journal each week. Another teacher might want more frequent two-way feedback. So in another classroom, notebooking might be more two-way, teacher to student with daily checks at the end of each lesson. So, and these aren't unique examples. Almost any strategy folks can pull off in different ways. So we're after teachers really putting their own signature on the SLO and talking about how they're going to pull it off based on their experience and past success.
So then it sounds like any description that they use might be okay.